dangerous weather flirting all around the North Texas area. It's a beautiful night for baseball here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. The Rangers get set for game 2 of 4 against the Toronto Blue Jays on just about a perfect night for the great game of baseball. Hi there and welcome to Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. John Radigan with Tom Grieve here tonight, and we get you ready for a game where the Rangers will send the guy who's been arguably their most consistent, arguably their best pitcher to the mound tonight, Matt Harrison.
Yeah, and I don't know, John, there might not be a player in all of baseball who's been more improved from one year to the next than Matt Harrison. He's been everything you want in a starting pitcher, starting with giving Ron Washington innings. He's averaged over 7 innings per start. His ERA is below 2. Compare that to his last 3 years. Opponent's batting average is 184, and he's really cut his pitch count down by 2 pitches per inning. He's been efficient, he's had quality, and he's pitched deep into ball games through 4 starts. Can't ask for any more than Matt's given the Rangers.
Big Lefty goes out to the mound today to take on a Toronto Blue Jays team that won game 1 of the series here last night. He will try to get the Rangers back into the win column, and leading the way for the hitters tonight will be Michael Young. He tries to extend his hitting streak and keep the hot bat going. It's almost time to play ball, y'all. We've got the opening lineup and first pitch coming your way next on Fox. Ford Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. By the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. By Jack in the Box. Get the new Bourbon Barbecue Steak Grilled Sandwich now. By Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. And by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. And we are just about ready to play ball, y'all. Look at that little guy. He is completely ready to catch a foul ball. Checking out the nuances and the intricacies of the brand new glove at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington, and that's what we love to see. Matt Harrison on the mound for the Rangers, and we bring you the Blue Jays batting order brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Escobar, Patterson, Bautista, and Lind at the top, just like yesterday. Rivera hit his first home run of the year yesterday, and we get to see Aaron Sebia, the young catcher, and a good prospect for them as the seventh hitter, Snyder, McDonald, and McCoy round things off against Matt Harrison. And here's the scouting report.
He's had 4 starts. In 3 of them, he gave up 1 earned run. He lost his last start to Anaheim, pitched into the 7th inning, gave up 3 runs. A lot of innings, not many walks, good amount of strikeouts, significantly less hits than innings pitched. That adds up to the 6th best opponent's batting average in the American League, 184. And another nice sign, less than 15 pitches per inning.
Doing just about everything right on the mound so far this year. And he starts off Escobar with a slap out there into right field. The defense out there behind Matt Harrison looks like this. Murphy, Bourbon, and Cruz in the outfield. Beltre, Andrews, Kinsler, and Chris Davis at first base tonight. And it's Harrison pitching it to Jorvik Torrealba. And that .979 fielding percentage you see. Good for 13th in the league, but the Rangers have had some great games defensively, including last night's, as we showed you during the pregame show. Now bunting is Corey Patterson, and he's safe.
Boy, 2 pitches, 2 base runners. A nice bunt by Patterson, who's got good speed to go along with it. It's one of those in-between balls where Chris wasn't sure whether to go after the ball. I think he knew if he went after the ball, Patterson would beat Matt to the bag, and he didn't feel like he could go get the ball and tag Patterson. It was just one of those balls in between. Neither one of them could make the play.
Like Matt might be thinking about grab it and tagging being the only chance, but couldn't quite get that executed. So there's runners at first and second with nobody out.
Yeah, you love to face Bautista with nobody on base, open base, when you can pitch around him. Don't like to face him right off the bat, first inning, with a couple of men on and nobody out.
First pitch to him is high and away. Bautista has not only hit for power, but he's gotten on base, reached safely in 18 of 19 games that he has played in this year. Check swing foul. Evens things up at 1-1. You see the average, just a point better than Michael Young.
Nice comeback for Travis Hafner.
Yeah.
He's been injured the last few years. Hasn't put up those kind of numbers in 4 or 5 years.
We saw him in spring training. He was hitting pretty well, but he's carried it into the regular season. And last night there were 3 home runs in the 6th inning. Bautista had the only solo shot of the 6th inning as the Blue Jays went back-to-back last night with Patterson and Bautista. Jose hit his 8th of the year and still holds the leadership in the American League in that category. He's tied for first in the majors with those 8 home runs. And that one's outside for a ball to make it 3-1 to the Blue Jays leading hitter, the league's leading hitter. Harrison gets the signs. Yorvit Torrealba. And it takes a little too long, so Bautista steps out. Blue Jays have started the game quickly with a solid single and then a bunt single. And that's why there are runners at first and second. And that one loads him up as it's outside for a ball.
The Blue Jays have had 2 hits and a walk, and it's only taken 7 pitches.
Wow.
They've got a left-hand hitter up, Lind. You just have to bear down. Forget the runners on base. Make your pitches. Try to get a ground ball. Try to get a double play.
Yeah, you're certainly willing to sacrifice a run for a double play here.
This is where the mental toughness and the focus comes into play.
And that one's hit into right field. 1 run is all that they're able to score, though, as Escobar comes in. And Nelly gets to the ball quickly.
Well, you talk about first pitch hitting. There's been 3 hits in the inning. Every one of them has come on the first pitch.
And it'll bring up Juan Rivera. Bases are still loaded. There's still nobody out in the inning. And the Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead.
First pitch slider, it looked like. Might not have been quite as far toward the outside part of the plate as Matt wanted it. But all it is a little ground ball. A little bit of luck. It's right at Chris, right at Ian. You turn a double play. Instead, it finds a hole right between first and second.
Ninth pitch of the inning is a ball to Rivera, who was 1 for 3 last night. And that one's outside to make things 2-0.
Yeah, Matt hasn't been tested so far this year like this, right off the bat. Bases loaded, nobody out, already a run in.
Now it's 3-0 to Juan Rivera. Mike Maddox and Ron Washington have not seen Matt Harrison in a situation like this yet this season.
It's a tough situation because Rivera could very well be swinging right here. And you have to throw a strike. Bases loaded, nobody out. And they'd be looking for a fastball all the way.
And he walked in a run. And it brings up the young catcher J.P. Arancibia as Mike Maddox goes out to have a chat with Matt Harrison.
You just got to try to bear down, make a pitch, and minimize the damage. Nothing you can do about the first 5 hitters. You just have to bear down, try to get the next hitter, keep the ball down, throw him a strike, get a ground ball. Try to minimize the damage the best you can in the first inning.
The fact that the single by Lind only scored 1 run was perhaps the first step in minimizing things. Now if Matt can induce that perfect ground ball here. Starts Arancibia off with a strike, a foul. JP didn't play last night. Jose Molina was in at catcher, and Aaron Sebia is 0 for his last 10 at the plate. Still considered a rookie after a late call up last year. Didn't offer enough opportunity to eliminate his rookie status. And that one's fouled off to make it a ball and 2 strikes. Blue Jays have had the Rangers number for the last several years. Got off to a good start in this series last night with that 6-4 victory. And that'll even things up at 2-2.
Yeah, that's looks low to the naked eye, but Fox Tracks said it caught the corner. It's not where the catcher catches it, where it goes by the plate.
And that runs it full at 3-2. Looked similar to the last one. Bases loaded, nobody out. 2 runs already in for the Blue Jays, and Travis Snyder waiting on deck. The payoff pitch. Walked another run in. Just a rough start for Matt Harrison here. And it'll bring up Travis Snyder. Like Aaron Sebia before him, you want to throw this guy strikes. He's only batting a .173. 9 for his last 54. Fouls that one off, and it's 0-1. Snyder's got 11 RBIs on the season. That's one area where he has been productive. Ties him for second on the team. And this one chopped toward Beltre. Steps on third for 1. Over to first. A double play. The run scores as Lynn comes home.
That's where you really enjoy having a player with that defensive ability. For a big guy to have that agility and that athletic ability to make this play on the run and have the arm strength to be leaning back and throw it all the way across the diamond to get 2 outs. Beautiful play.
Good stretch by Davis, and you're right, Beltre was literally back on his heels going the opposite direction from where he wanted to throw it after tagging the bag, and still had the strength to get it there.
I don't think he could have made the play at the plate. It would have been a tag play at the plate, but he wouldn't have had a very good angle to throw it home. The runner would have been right in his way. He made the play he had to make, and then you're not as worried about getting the run at the plate. You're just worried about, in that situation, after 6 hitters in a row had reached, just want to get outs, and that was good enough to get 2 of them on 1 pitch.
And it brings up the 8th place hitter, John McDonald. There's a strike. Haven't seen, as we mentioned, we haven't seen this from Harrison yet this year. The one thing we have seen, anytime he's had a little bit of trouble, he seems to have responded well to it and fought his way out of it.
Oh, you know, you go back to that Yankee game when he got the 5 double plays. Here he's facing Lind with the bases loaded, nobody out, gets a weak ground ball, but this one didn't go right at somebody. It found a hole into right field.
The 2-1 pitch in there for a strike to even it at 2-2. And this one is hit into center field. Rounding third and headed for home is Aaron Sebia. And it's a 5-run first inning for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Now, coming into this game, Matt had pitched 4 games and given up 6 earned runs. 1 earned run in the first 3, 3 in the last game against the Angels. A total of 6 earned runs in 28 in a third innings. He's already given up 5 earned runs to 8 hitters in this game.
That one is hit foul and out of play, and the focus and concentration that Matt worked so hard on during the offseason comes fully into play here as he faces the 9th hitter of the inning. It's Mike McCoy. Saw Matt several times in spring training, and he had that keen focus, the eye of the tiger, if you will, and he certainly had it through his first 4 starts of the year. He will check the runner McDonald over there at first. Five runs in the first inning. And there goes the runner. Throw down to second. Safe at second base is John McDonald.
Good throw by Yorvit Torrealba. Pretty good jump by McDonald. And a pretty good slide to just sneak the hand in there. Torrealba just takes 1 step and fires it. With the head first dive into second. You can see the arm just get underneath the tag, evidently.
Yeah, very close play and a good tag by Ian too. And this one's hit hard toward left field. David Murphy catches the liner, and the side is retired. Rough start to this one from Matt Harrison. It's 5-0 Toronto. With Emily Jones.
Well, guys, Elvis Andrus beginning to work out of his early season slump. He is 8 of 24 on this homestand and says he's beginning to adjust to life outside of that leadoff role.
I got to be a little bit more aggressive in certain counts, and sometimes at the same time I got to be patient. But for sure, when you hit it second, I always hit second. I love to hit second. You have to sacrifice yourself a lot and be a little bit more aggressive. So that's one of the things that I work out this year in spring training, trying to be a little bit more aggressive in offensive count. And so far, I feel that I'm feeling good at the plate.
Elvis Andrus with tonight's Geico quote of the game. John, Tom, back up to you.
All right, and the first pitch, Emily, to Ian Kinsler. And it's no balls and a strike. Grounded to shortstop. Escobar up with it. And Southwest Airlines brings us the Rangers batting order. Following Ian to the plate will be the familiar troika of Andrus, Young, and Beltre. Then it's Nelly, David, your beat Torrealba, Chris Davis at first base tonight, as you know, and then Julio Bourbon in the 9-hole and playing center. And here's the scouting report on Jesse Lisch.
He's had 3 starts, actually was sent to the minor leagues and recalled. Pitched pretty well in those 3 starts. Had Tommy John surgery in 2009, and then he had right hip surgery last year, so he's been kind of on the shelf the last couple of years. Coming into the season, he'd walk less than 1.5 batters per 9 innings. He's walked a few more than that so far this year. He's only had 17 innings. Sinker slider kind of guy.
And ahead of Elvis, no balls and 2 strikes.
Back in 2008, he was 13-9. 28 starts, had a 3.58 ERA. One of the young Blue Jays starters back then with a lot of promise. Injuries have derailed him a little bit. It looks like he's throwing pretty well this year. Trying to make a little bit of a comeback from those injuries. Another pitcher who hasn't made a comeback is Dustin McGowan. We saw him in Toronto a couple of years ago before he was hurt. Boy, what a terrific arm he had.
This one's right back to the pitcher, and Lisch gets it over there to Adam Lind. And we'll show you the rest of the defense that is behind Jesse out there today in the outfield. Snyder, Patterson, and Bautista. Mike McCoy's at third tonight with Escobar at shortstop. John McDonald and Adam Lind on the right side. And then JP Arancibia behind the plate. And a lovely night for baseball with white fluffy clouds. Temperature of 70 degrees at game time, and Michael Young standing in, trying to extend that 15-game hitting streak. 6th longest streak of his career. And he takes a strike from Jesse, who's called a bulldog, who works quickly and stays around the plate. And we're seeing that so far. He's not inclined to back down. He's inclined to do what Mike Maddox and Ron Washington encourage, use the defense behind him. The 2-1 to Michael Young puts the defense to the test. What a good play by McCoy, and the side is out in order. 1, 2, 3, go the Rangers. Here comes Matt Harrison for his second. Jim Knox.
All right, thanks, John. Sorry, I got to do a little bit. Okay, you all right? Okay, good. Getting cornered tonight, we're talking about the Taylor Hooten Foundation, Texas Rangers Baseball Foundation. Proud sponsors of the Taylor Hooten Foundation. They team up and they go and educate senior and local junior high schools about the dangers of antibiotic steroids. Antibiotic steroids, definitely a big danger right there. And the Taylor Hooten Foundation, you want to find out more, you can log on to taylorhooten.org, taylorhooten.org. Get that message. We got a Ranger fan all painted up, ready to go. You got anything to say, big guy?
We might be down right now, but there's a lot of baseball to play. We're going to come back and win this thing.
Are you serious? Let's do it. All right, where we go? John.
That's a good attitude to have, and that one's lined right to Chris Davis. And a quick out for Matt Harrison as Escobar goes down. And it brings up Corey Patterson.
Tried to slice another base hit to right field. First pitch of the game was lined to right field for a single by Escobar.
Both Davis and Adrian Beltre playing in. Adrian's all the way on the infield grass. And that is inside to Corey Patterson. There you see that infield alignment. Big swing and a miss to make it a ball and 2 strikes. Matt comes out and tries to completely forget what happened in the first inning. So far, so good. This one's popped up to Beltre. He makes the play. And that's a quick 2 outs after a 29-pitch first inning. Only 6 so far here in the second for Matt. And this is the situation you'd much prefer when facing the league's leading hitter. Bautista comes up after walking in the first.
The biggest home run or RBI season that he ever had before last year. He had one year where he hit 16 home runs. He had another season where he had 63 RBIs. He's raised that to a whole different level.
Well, he's hit this one to a whole different level, and there to make the play in foul ground is Adrian Beltre. So how about that for Matt Harrison? A 9-pitch inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays. Inning, and Dr. Pepper brings you a real great deal for most April and May Rangers home games. Upper level tickets for only $10 or Lexus Club tickets for only $15. Bring a Dr. Pepper or Diet Dr. Pepper can to Rangers ballpark, or enter Dr. Pepper as the coupon code at TexasRangers.com. That guy's enjoying the popcorn and the peanuts, even if not the score at this point in the game.
The Rangers in the first inning hit 3 balls off the end of the bat. The way Litch is throwing sinkers and sliders to the right-hand hitters, he's probably one of those guys you want to hit the other way. Rangers, to a man, can do that.
Adrian Beltre hits this one toward left center, and making the play is Patterson.
Another ball hit off the end of the bat. Just got to wait on him a little bit. Hitters might be just a little bit anxious.
Trying to get all 5 of those runs back at one time. Here comes Nelly.
Yeah, when the Rangers finally broke through to get a couple of runs against Kyle Drabek yesterday, they did it by going the other way, hitting the ball to right field.
Litch is inside to Nelson Cruz. The struggles of Nelly have been well chronicled, but he actually has a modest 4-game hitting streak working right now. He takes a ball outside. Ron Washington talked again today about owing it to Nelly to let him hit through the mini slump that he's in. Wash says if he doesn't let Nelly do it now, he's afraid he won't learn how to do it when he gets into another slump. And Wash feels like by letting Nelson hit his way out of it right now, that'll set him up for a shorter slump the next time something like this happens. And the 2-2. And let's don't forget about the 9th inning last night, where, speaking of going the other way, Nelly took it out for a home run. Rangers got back to within 6-4. And he goes the other way with this one too, but not over the head of the second baseman McDonald. And now it's David Murphy.
Litch is only a 24th round draft choice. He used to be the bat boy for the Tampa Bay Rays growing up in Florida. He's pitching like a big leaguer now, though.
I love the story on that with his experience with the Rays. In 2001, he wrote a 1,000-word essay and got a job as an intern, a PR intern, for the Rays public relations department. They noticed that he spent so much time in the clubhouse as a 16-year-old kid that in 2002 and 2003 they just said, why don't you just go ahead and be a bat boy? So he hung around there for 2 more years, and we see it with our own bat boys. No doubt learned sort of the ways of a major league clubhouse by being in there every day.
He's got good command of his pitches, a sinker, a slider, and the last couple of David, good changeups, good movement. The kind of guy you don't want to try to pull it. Don't be too anxious against him because he changes speeds really well.
David hit this one hard and deep and off the wall in right field. Murphy is in, standing at second with the first Rangers hit of the game.
Brought the slider in on the fists, but David still got most of the bat on it. I don't know if he got all of that ball. I think if he did, it wouldn't have stayed in the ballpark. Right off the bottom of the wall. Nice pickup out there by Bautista.
David Murphy safe at second, safe and secure. New York Life. And now it's Jorvit Torrealba.
Still, the way David hit that ball, if he hit it a couple of days ago into the wind tunnel, that probably would have gotten out of here.
Yeah, not much breeze here tonight, and it's certainly not creating the jet stream that we saw last Friday night. Torrealba took one deep last night off of Kyle Drabek to the seats and left. Hit his third home run of the year. All three of his homers have come here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. Norvit's ahead of Litch. 2-0. And he fouls that one straight back. Only 9 starts last year for Jesse Lisch because of recovering from Tommy John surgery. And then once he did get back, he hurt his hip, as Tom mentioned. Jorvich waited long enough. And finally, the 2-1 pitch is hit hard to center field. David Murphy rounding third. He's headed for home. The throw is up the line, and Torrealba has an RBI single. The Rangers are on the board.
Worked the count, got ahead in the count, got a high fastball to hit, and just like last night, got on top of it and drilled it hard into center field. Right down the middle of the plate. Jorvit took advantage of that. Inch your way back into this ball game.
Yep,
Try to get them all at once. Plenty of time left.
The old peck away. The Rangers certainly are capable of that, especially here at this ballpark, where they average 6.15 runs per game. That's first in Major League Baseball in the home park. And here's CD. Chris Davis fouls the first pitch off. Still looking for his first hit of 2011. This is his third game. Started the year in Round Rock, where he played 5 games before being called up after Josh Hamilton got hurt. And now it's 0-2. Lisch finds the outside part of the plate. That's a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Chris Davis, who had 3 homers in 1 game at the minor league level just a couple of days before being recalled. 4 homers, 11 RBIs on the season, and he takes there.
That had to be pretty close to the strike zone.
So the second pitch was called a strike, and the 4th pitch was not called a strike.
Well, they're even then.
Yeah. And this one's hit in the air toward left field and over the head of Travis Snyder. Stopping at third base is Torrealba, and Chris Davis has his first hit of the season. An extra base hit, a double off the wall in left field.
Well, that's more like it. First 5 guys hit the ball off the end of the bat. Next 3 guys have hit the ball on the good part of the bat. Double, hard single, and a line shot double left field by Chris. Nice job of hitting, too. That's ball down and away, right on the outside corner. And Chris waited on it and went the other way. That's what the lineup, especially the right-hand hitters, need to do against this kid, is don't be over anxious and don't try to pull the ball. And all of them hit the ball to right field so well, it really doesn't take anything away from their offense. Just a good way to hit this guy.
Impish grin from Chris Davis as he stands on second base, having driven Yorvik Toriol with a third. It's a 2-out rally for the Rangers. And here's Julio Bourbon.
Yeah, this is where you'd love to see that big hit right here to drive in 2 runs, make it a whole different ball game.
Lich starts Julio off with a strike. Outside part of the plate. Way inside. Evens things up at 1-1. Julio's hitting .316 in the games he's played here at home in 2011. 6 for 19 in the 9 games. And this one is lined into center field and down. It's in front of Corey Patterson. 1 run is home. Here comes Chris Davis. A 2 RBI single for Julio Bourbon, and this is a different game.
That's what you call a 2-out rally right there. Beltre and Cruz went down quietly and quickly, but the bottom of the order has responded with 4 well-hit balls. Every one of them a line drive, every one of them hit well. 2 doubles, 2 singles, and it is an entirely different ball game. Now, good job by Julio. You see him get on top of that ball, hit a line drive, don't hit a fly ball. Nothing Patterson could do other than throw it into second base.
And now it's the top of the order, and Ian Kinsler with Bourbon at first base, and the Rangers right back in it at 5-3. And Ian hits this one to left, but there to make the play is Snyder. And the side is out, but they got 3 back thanks to the bottom half of the order, thanks to Julio Bourbon's 2 RBIs. It's 5-3. Insurance, where 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. And by AT&T. Officially a 10-pitch inning for Matt Harrison last time out, and Julio Bourbon has the Rangers right back into this thing. Couple of RBI for him, and one for Yorvit Torrealba to make it 5-3.
John, we want to thank Nancy Berger from Fort Worth for the lovely box of chocolate cupcakes. I don't know if you've tried one yet.
Haven't had one.
You're
but
probably still eating. What are they? Radigan's Radical Cookies?
Yeah, the Radical Cookies from MR Pig. This one's hit in the air and out of here.
Wow.
Adam Lind. And the Blue Jays get one back quickly.
I don't know if that one had enough. He hit it so high, but he still hit it 390 feet. Strong kid. Talked about him. He's hit 35 home runs 2 years ago. He hit 26 home runs last year. That's his second of this season. It just kept going and going. Thought David might have a shot for it, but it just skimmed the back of the wall. That's answering with a run of your own right off the bat.
And now it's Juan Rivera. He walked first time up. Comes in with a 148 average, so he has not found his hitting stroke yet. Although maybe he is. He lines this one to the wall in left field. David Murphy plays it on a hop and gets it in quickly to hold Rivera to a single.
Yeah, nice play by David. Boy, that ball, that might have been the hardest hit ball of the day right there. Yeah, some days you've got it and some days you don't. This is just one of those days for Matt. 3 walks hurt him in the first inning. All 2 of the 3 walks scored. 2 of the walks with the bases loaded and ended up driving in a run. After the quick second inning, back in trouble here in the third. Home run and a hard hit single.
And now facing the catcher, Aaron Sevilla. Rivera's at first base. JP walked his first time up too. It was back-to-back bases loaded walks.
I don't care who the pitcher is. In the course of 33 or 34 starts, you're going to have some games that just don't seem to go your way. Already this season, Roy Halladay's had a game where he gave up 6 earned runs. Tim Lincecum had a game the other day. He gave up 6 or 7 runs. So it happens to everybody. But again, what you try to do is just minimize the damage. And Matt's job right now is to get out of this inning with only 1 run, continue to pitch well, put 6 innings under the board, give your team a chance, save the bullpen.
Rangers have gotten 5 or more from their starter in 21 of 22 games so far. The 1-1 pitch is
Dave Bush is the long man. He pitched a couple innings in last night's ball game. So this is a game where Ron Washington doesn't want to have to go to the bullpen early for sure.
There's Dave out there. He kind of saved the bullpen last night with his performance. This one over the head of a leaping Elvis Andrus. And now going to third base is Juan Rivera.
Well, these are 3 hard hit balls too. You know, under different circumstances, Ron wouldn't hesitate to go to the bullpen. He's going to have to get someone warmed up now. But he just does. He wants to wait as long as he can, hoping that Matt can turn it around. But boy, the way this inning has started, there have been 3 hard hit balls.
And runners at first and third now with nobody out. A run already in. Rangers put up 3 in the bottom half of the second inning. Matt tries to minimize the damage here. This one's flared and falls in for a base hit. Another run scores. Out at third base. I think he deked him.
That might have been one of the most amazing throws I've ever seen. He caught the ball on the run, running toward the foul line. And the only thing that saved that throw was how accurate it was. Took several hops and rolled right into Beltre's glove just as Aaron Sebia slid into third base. The runner kept right on going. He basically throws a ground ball into third base right on the bag. That's where accuracy comes into play right there. I didn't think there was any chance he was going to throw the runner out at third. Aggressive base running by the Blue Jays, though. Both Rivera and Aaron Sebia, with a ball in front of them in left field, have tried to take third base.
That one's hit hard but foul. By John McDonald, he had a single to right or to center his first time up. But now it's 7-3. Runner at first is Snyder. And the 0-1 pitch inside to even it up. Texas, the only team with 4 guys that have 3 wins among their starters, among their pitchers. That is one of them. Throw over to Chris Davis. One out in the inning, earned on the base paths. And that one's outside to McDonald. The Rangers designated hitter, Michael Young. Very interested observer over there in the dugout. And the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Two pitch in the air toward right field. Nelly Cruz makes the play. Second out of the inning. And it'll bring up Mike McCoy. Third baseman and 9th place hitter lined out to David Murphy his first time up. And that stopped the bleeding in the first inning. Blue Jays scored 5 in that first. They've added 2 here in the third. The Rangers 3 off Jesse Licht came in the bottom of the second inning. And it's strike 1 to McCoy. Swing and a miss to make it strike 2. Blue Jays were hoping to get Edwin Encarnacion back into the lineup, maybe as early as today. Perhaps tomorrow now for a guy who's been battling a sore wrist. Encarnacion's been red hot at the plate. And the check of Travis Snyder at first base. The 0-2 pitch. A little high for a ball. 23 home runs on the year now for the Blue Jays. And the runner goes foul. That's one of the advertising signs down there. And we'll do it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes. McCoy gets a piece of that one. Four straight hits in the inning to start things off, the home run, and then back-to-back-to-back singles.
Yeah, the Rangers got 4 straight hits with 2 outs to get within 2. Blue Jays came right back with 4 of their own.
And there's a swing and a miss, and Matt Harrison is out of this inning. Blue Jays get 2 more. That's the first strikeout of the game for Matt Harrison. It's 7-3 Blue Jays. For every Rangers win in April, fans will receive $1 off each ticket they purchase to see the Rangers face the A's May 9th through the 11th. The special applies to lower reserved and Lexus Club Terrace seating areas, subject to availability. Start counting the wins right now as the savings grow. The offer will be available for 1 week only, May 2nd through the 8th, while supplies last. The Rangers are at 14 wins in the month of April right now, so it's $14 off the tickets in those selected seating areas. 18 wins is the most the Rangers have ever gotten in the month of April. They were 18-7 in the first month of the season back in 1998. That's still possible, although they're going to need to finish the comeback here. Elvis grounding out to John McDonald. And here comes Michael Young. There's a strike to Michael Young as we show you the board leaderboard. And Michael has a chance to tie the club record for the most doubles in the month of April. Rusty Greer did it twice. Pudge has done it twice. Michael's hit 11 twice, never 12, but he's got a few more games to Try and match or surpass that record of 12 doubles in April. His 33 hits already this year have him first in the American League. And he grounds this one to second base.
Well, right-hand hitters have really struggled against Litch, all except for Torrealba, who had the line drive base hit. As the left-hand hitters, Murphy, Davis, and Bourbon have all hit the ball hard in their one at bat. But other than the one at bat for Torrealba, all the right-hand hitters have just tapped the ball kind of off the end of the bat.
And here comes Adrian Beltre, another righty who had a fly out to lead off the second inning. He hits this one hard into left field.
That's better.
And the Rangers have the beginnings of another two-out rally, perhaps. Adrian Beltre with a solid single to left. And it brings up Nelson Cruz. Nelson's a .289 career hitter against the Toronto Blue Jays.
Now, it's only been 3 starts for Litch, but right-hand hitters early in the year coming into this game were 2 for 24. They were hitting .083 against Litch. Left-hand hitters .356.
And that liner is caught out there by John McDonald. And that'll do it for the Rangers. They strand Beltre at first, and it's still 7-3. RBI there that gave the Blue Jays a 5-0 lead. Second inning, Yorby Torrealba scores David Murphy. Chris Davis with his first hit of the season, a double off the wall in left field. Julio Bourbon with 2 RBIs. Rangers right back in it. It's 5-3, but the first batter of the third inning is Adam Lind, and he goes the other way and just over the wall in left to give the Blue Jays another run, and then 4 straight hits from the Blue Jays in this crazy play as they gun down J.P. Arencibia. And it's our Verizon Wireless call to the bullpen. The night is done for Matt Harrison. Here's Brett Tomko.
Yeah, Brett pitched Sunday against the Royals. Was on the verge of finishing the game until he hung that slider. Ended up being a 3-run homer. Mike Aviles hit that ball, hit a couple of home runs that day. So you can go a while without pitching, wondering when you're going to get into a game. Bang, here you are 2 out of 3 days.
And here you are facing the top of the order. Escobar with a single and a run scored in the first inning. Lined it right to Chris Davis on a hard hit ball in the second, and this one grounded toward third. Beltre with a quick throw over to Davis.
Yeah, what looks like might be a hard play just turns into an automatic out. Play like that to Beltre is so good, so dependable, so consistent. Throws it probably about 80 miles an hour, sidearm on the run to first base.
And it brings up the second place hitter, Corey Patterson. Infield single and a run his first time up. He hits this one fair down the right field line. He's rounding first and headed for second base. Stopping there after Nelly gets it in to Ian Kinsler. Well, he's 2 for 3 on the night with his 4th double of the year.
Patterson had come into the series really not swinging the bat that well. He had a big 3-run home run last night. Got a couple of hits. Well, one of them was a bunt, but then that line drive on the breaking ball has 2 more hits for him tonight. That ball he hit last night had to be as high a pitch as we've seen hit for a home run in recent memory. It wasn't just out of the strike zone, it was way out of the strike zone. Kobe Lewis was actually trying to throw the ball up there and waste a pitch, get him to swing and miss with a high fastball. Instead, somehow he got all of it and drove it out near the Ranger bullpen.
Yeah, Patterson says he'll hit that pitch 1 out of 100 times.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I don't think anybody consistently hits that pitch.
That one gets past Torrealba, and Patterson now down at third base. Scored a wild pitch. So Patterson's at third. And the 1-1 to Bautista. Outside. When asked about hitting that eye-high pitch, Patterson says, I just saw the ball very well. It's amazing what your body will do when you see it well. Tomko is outside again to the leading hitter in the American League, Bautista, to make it 3-1. Oh for 1 officially for Jose after a walk in the first. And a walk in the third. As we check in with Jim Knox.
All right, thanks, John. We've got John Blake of the Rangers here to talk about All-Star balloting, which actually All-Star voting began today, right?
Well, Jim, it's hard to believe, but it's that time of year again. Online All-Star balloting to select the starting lineups for the 2011 All-Star game began tonight. TexasRangers.com, and then tomorrow in-stadium balloting begins here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. We'll run through all home games through June 22nd. Ranger fans have done a great job the last few years in selecting all-stars, and we look for another great year.
This isn't too great right here, John. Appreciate the time. Thank you very much. Ranger fans, get on the line and vote. Thank you.
Yeah, that isn't great. An upper deck shot by Lind, and back-to-back home runs for him.
Yeah, quite a day for Lind. He's been up 3 times in 4 innings. He's got an RBI single and 2 home runs. Knocked in 5 runs now. Trying to make up for his season last year where he tailed off from his huge year in 09. Knocked in 114 runs, hit 35 home runs, hit 305.
There's a strike to Juan Rivera. He really turned on that one, and he found the front row of the upper deck. And now it's 1-1. There you see it.
Blue Jays definitely have their hitting shoes on. They've had 10 hits in 3 1/3 innings.
This one's grounded toward Elvis. Over to Chris Davis. And there are 2 away. Aaron Sebia coming to the plate. He had a single his last time up. Brett Tomko on in relief of Matt Harrison tonight. Matt lasted just 3 innings.
This is one of those nights for Matt. He's been so good for 4 starts. But tonight it just wasn't his night. Didn't make the pitches he wanted to. They hit the ball pretty well. Had the one quick inning. It looks like he was going to bounce back after the 1-2-3 second, but Blue Jays came right back in the 3rd with 4 straight hits.
Seven runs, all of them earned for Matt tonight on 8 hits. Walked 3 and struck out 1. He threw 60 pitches. And a swing and a miss, and Tomko retires the Blue Jays. A strikeout of their catcher. They get a few more and make it 10-3. David Murphy steps to the plate as we ask our AT&T trivia question. Who are the only 3 pitchers in Blue Jays history to win the American League Cy Young Award? We will have the answer for you coming up in the next half inning. A hint, one of them is in the ballpark tonight. And Lish now goes to 1-1 with David Murphy. In there for a strike. Grounded toward short. Escobar up with it. Makes the play. 11 pitches in the first inning for Lish. Then he needed 27 in the second, but only 8 in the 3rd inning. And he's now staked to a 7-run lead.
Escobar is having a good series against the Rangers. They picked him up last year from the Braves. They traded Alex Gonzalez, veteran shortstop, to the Braves to get a younger shortstop, kid who wasn't too far removed from hitting .299, 14 home runs. Looks like he plays a pretty nice shortstop. So they got younger, and probably over the long haul got a lot better at shortstop by picking him up. They also got tomorrow's starter JoJo Reyes in that trade. Traded a couple of younger players as well. Another guy they got was Tim Collins, the little left-hander we saw pitch for Kansas City. They traded him. They got a pretty good deal with Atlanta.
Not quite the mark to share a deal, but they did reap some benefits, didn't they?
They got a starter and a shortstop.
Yep.
So based on what they gave up, it was a good deal. Alex Gonzalez long term didn't fit into their plans. They're trying to build. They've got something like 7 picks of the first 70 in this year's free agent draft and 11 out of the first 100. So they've stockpiled some draft picks after losing some free agents.
The 2-2 to Jorvik is lined into center field. In the same part of the batting order that did the damage in the second inning is coming up to face Jesse Lisch. Chris Davis had a double.
Jorvik's got a couple of high pitches right near the middle of the plate, and he's lined both of them into center field.
Back-to-back singles for him. Chris Davis off of the body of the pitcher, who recovers quickly and gets him.
Well, that's too bad. Chris hit that ball hard too.
And now it'll be Julio Bourbon. He had the 2 RBI single, as now the medical staff comes out for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Says don't bother, I'm fine.
We said, man, we said he's a bulldog.
Got mostly glove, it looked like.
And they got Chris Davis. So here's Julio, who's 4 for his last 6. And 5 for his last 12 with runners in scoring position. We've got another one of those now with Jorvik at second base. Lisch is high for a ball. Outside, and it's 2-0 to the Rangers' 9th place hitter. And that's a strike. And now it's 2-1. Top of the order due. Ian Kinsler up next if Julio can get on base here. And the 2-1 in the air, drifting toward foul ground and just out of play. Bautista can't quite catch up to it, and it's 2-2.
Talked about Lisch's injuries. 2 years ago it was Tommy John surgery. Last year he had a right hip labral tear in his right hip, had surgery on that. So he's had a couple of serious injuries. Looks like he's throwing pretty much the same way he did now when he went 13-9 in 2008. Not going to light up a radar gun. That's not his game. His game is movement on his fastball. Keep the hitter off balance with a slider and a changeup.
Line right to McDonald. 2
line drives, one by Chris, one by Bourbon, both for outs.
And so Yorvit is stranded at second base. It's 10-3 Toronto as we head to the 5th. We head to the 5th inning, and we answer that AT&T trivia question. The only 3 pitchers in Blue Jays history to win the American League Cy Young Award. Roger Clemens, Roy Halladay, and the current bullpen coach, the one who is here today, Pat Hentgen. The 3 who have previously won that award for the Toronto Blue Jays, who lead this thing 10-3. And Travis Snyder hits the first offering from Tomko high in the air toward right field. Nelly Cruz in foul ground and makes the play. As we welcome Steve Busby to the booth. Good to have you along, Buzz.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it. Nice to be here. Tom, good to be with you all.
Thank you, Buzz.
How are we doing so far?
We're not doing too good. We're depending on you to help this comeback.
Wow. No, I'm in the perfect spot. I don't want anything close to that. There's nothing I can do.
You came through in a big way on, I guess it was Sunday. We had the big inning with you here. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was Sunday.
Rangers got like 6 in the inning,
yeah.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
See if they can come up with another 6-run inning, and then they'll be back in the game.
Yeah.
All they need is a 6 spot, and they'll be back in it.
Well, Toronto's figured out a way to get multiple big run innings.
Yeah.
That's not good. You got to be able to put the brakes on somehow.
Yeah. The mantra from here, Tom's thought in that first was just limit the damage.
Yeah.
Just limit the damage, and Matt just couldn't limit it to 1 or 2 runs tonight.
It's one of those games you couldn't get the ground ball at somebody for the double play when he needed it.
No, you're exactly right.
The one that hurt him in the first inning was that one Lynn rolled into right field. But some days that's the way it goes.
That's right. And that may be the final test for Matt Harrison too. How to limit damage. Once you learn that, once you're able to say, okay, I've given up 3, but doggone it, that's going to be it. And convince yourself that's okay. Then that's over a big hump. That may be the final hurdle that he has to get over before he really arrives at the major league scene.
It really is true that you can turn a bad outing into a good one by getting through 6 innings and saving the bullpen. Even though you've given up a lot of runs, still have a job to do.
That's right.
This one's lined to Ian, and it's a quick inning. for Brett Tomko. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays. And here come the Rangers to try and chip away. $10-3 Toronto, and tickets for groups of 20 start at only $10 and offer savings of up to 44%. Group pricing is available in 9 different seating areas, including that all-you-can-eat section up there for all Rangers home games. Book your group at texasrangers.com/groups or call 972-RANGERS. Jesse Litch still in there, still firing first pitch strikes. This one to Ian Kinsler. John Radigan and Tom Grieve with Steve Busby here in the booth. Emily Jones and Jim Knox working the stands for us tonight. We've got the entire crew assembled. Between us, we'll see if we can't come up with a comeback for the Rangers. And you watch this guy pitch and you wonder why he got sent down earlier this year. He's just back from AAA.
Well, it wasn't because of his pitching. He came into the game with a nice ERA, thrown 3 games. All 3 of them were pretty decent games. He had 1 game where he gave up a few runs. It might have had something to do with the early season schedule, off days.
There's a walk to Ian. And the first walk of the game for the Rangers.
I mentioned last time, early in the season anyway, 3 games into it, he's been much tougher on right-hand hitters. Right-hand hitters had only had 2 hits against him coming into the game. Lefties had hit .350 against him. Both lefties, Davis and Bourbon, have had 4 good at-bats against him. Murphy had a double, so our left-hand hitters have hit the ball hard 5 out of 6 times against him. One right-hand hitter who solved him pretty well so far is Torrey Albus. Got 2 line drive hits.
Adrian's got 1, so that's 3 hits from right-handers, more than he'd given up all season.
Yeah.
But apparently the Blue Jays really wanted Jesse Litch to kind of back off the cut fastball that he throws. It felt he kind of fell in love with that. And yeah, he was getting right-handers out, but when you fall in love with that, then the left-handers really pick it up, and it makes it real tough against left-handed pitchers. They feel his normal fastball, his 2-seam fastball, has enough movement and he has good enough location that he should be able to pitch with that more. And I think they were really encouraging him to do that. And one of the reasons he got sent out was to give him regular work so that he could continue that progress.
The 0-2 pitch is low and away to Elvis to make it 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, it does seem like he has thrown a lot of sinkers tonight, and he does have pretty good movement with it.
Ian chased back to first. Michael Young waiting on deck, still waiting to extend that hitting streak. It's at 15 games. And now the 1-2. Sliced foul and out of play. Elvis is hitting .295 at home this year in 11 games that he's played in 2011. And there you see from Fox Tracks the 70 pitches so far. And this one's grounded back toward short. Escobar for 1 and a double play. And here comes Michael Young. A couple of ground outs previously from Mike in the game. 1 to third, 1 to second. And the average dips just a bit to .355. His 12 extra base hits have him tied with Beltre for the most so far by a Ranger. And the 15-game hit streak is the 3rd long in the big leagues this year. 3rd longest. The 6th longest of Michael's career. There are the numbers during the streak, over 400.
We were talking about Michael in the pregame show about how efficient he has been in the number 3 slot, and a couple of years ago, all the numbers said Michael Young had no success, no chance of success if he hit in the 3rd hole. And all of a sudden, the Rangers need him there. Ron Washington puts him there, and Michael Young becomes Michael Young. Doesn't matter. That's great.
It really is. He's got such a great approach. He swings and misses at that one. He says it doesn't matter to him where he's hitting in the order. It's the situation on the base paths that dictate to him how important a particular at-bat is. He says if there's runners at 2nd and 3rd, I'm different than if there's nobody on. And it doesn't matter if I'm hitting out of the 6 hole or the 3 hole in that scenario.
Right.
Calls time and stands back in, waiting for the 2-2 pitch from Jesse Licht.
Yeah, as Ron Washington likes to say, Michael does what the game asks him to do.
Another foul. The 3 innings by Matt Harrison matches the shortest outing of the year by a Rangers starter. It's only the 2nd time all season that a starter hasn't gone 5 or more innings in a game. Swing and a miss, and Michael is down on strikes. 1, 2, 3 go the Rangers in the 5th inning, and we appreciate Steve Busby. Don't forget to watch him with Dana Larson on Rangers Live tonight. Immediately following this game, they'll bring you a complete wrap-up. 5 in the first inning off Matt Harris. 5 combined between the third and fourth inning to equal 10 runs on 10 hits. The Rangers put up 3 in the second, and that's where they stand. 3 runs on 6 hits. No errors for either team. Brett Tomko is back out there for strike 1 to the leadoff man, Escobar. He made a daring escape from Cuba back in 2004 when he defected from that country. Stowed away on a boat with 5 other players from the national team, and ultimately was able to land in Miami, but it was harrowing. And not lost on him was the fact that so many others had tried and not succeeded. He hits this one in the air to center field. Going back is Bourbon, and he makes the play.
Yeah, it's a little bit better for Brett. He's retired 6 in a row now after the home run to Lynn. And what Ron's looking for here, down 10-3 in the ballgame, is innings. The more he gives, the fewer the rest of the guys have to throw tonight.
Now it's Corey Patterson. Swing and a miss at the first pitch. And it's strike 1. Fouls this one off, and Brett's ahead of him 0-2. Corey Patterson was a high draft pick, 3rd overall pick by the Cubs in the first round of the 1998 draft. After a really good high school career in Georgia.
That's the ball he hit for a home run last night.
Sure is.
He took that one.
He backed away from that one.
He took the one last night.
Swings and misses at that one, and it's a strikeout for Brett Tomko, and it's 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, Brett's got a good assortment of breaking balls and changeups working for him right now. Wasted the high fastball, and he threw a curveball down and out of the strike zone, and got Patterson to chase a terrible pitch. He almost bounced out in front of home plate. So 6 straight retired by Brett.
And this one's hit hard toward left. David Murphy on the run. It's over his head and off the wall. Bautista is on second base with a double.
He hit that ball harder than I thought it was hit. I thought it was right at David. Thought the inning was over. Just kept carrying.
If you missed the Tomko story on Sunday, it is a good one. Sunday was his first appearance in a major league game since he'd won his 100th game on this very mound when he pitched for the Oakland A's in September of 2009. In the 9th inning of that game, he suffered a nerve injury to his arm. Lost virtually all strength in his arm. He told his catcher, "I can't throw fastballs. I can only throw breaking balls, off-speed stuff." And he got the final 2 outs of the inning against the Rangers, preserved a shutout and a complete game victory without any strength in his right arm. They discovered the next day that it was a nerve injury. As this one's fouled back, and it basically took him 18 months to heal. Brett Tomko has said many times emotionally that it has meant almost as much to him, maybe more to him, to get back to the big leagues than it did when he made it to the big leagues in the first place. Low and away. to Adam Lind. And the 2-1. He's grounded toward Chris Davis. He'll take it himself. And they finally get Lind out. He had a single and back-to-back homers. Tomko gets the job done there. And it's still 10-3. By Sonic. Tonight's jackpot worth $400 and dinner for two at a Sonic Drive-In. And tonight the Rangers are hitting for Terry Caniford of Southlake. If a Ranger hits a grand slam during the inning, Terry Caniford will win $25,000, and you can register at any North Texas Sonic. So good luck to Terry Caniford. Adrian Beltre, the first with a chance to hit a home run for her. He takes a strike from Lish. Ouch. Off the foot of Beltre. Talked to him a little bit today about his statement that he's not locked in yet, in spite of the fact that in the last 14 games he's hitting .358 with 6 homers and 16 runs batted in. And he says it's just a feeling. He said he probably won't feel locked in until sometime around the All-Star break. And he even admitted the numbers might not be as good when I feel locked in. But says he just doesn't feel completely locked in offensively yet. Great play by Lish there for the first out of the inning.
Lish continues to be tough on the right-hand hitters. A lot of balls hit off the end of the bat. That was his first strikeout last inning. Looked like he got Michael on a changeup.
And now it's Lish against Nelly Cruz. Popped up and out of play. Foul. Those who made it to early batting practice, which by the way fans can't, but those in the media who made it to early batting practice today might have been excited to see.
Sorry.
No, what's
Wash went down to talk to Adrian and touched him on the head. Beltre looked at him like, not you too. It's killing the other Dominican guys.
Adrian does not like to have his head touched.
The manager.
The manager came down there.
I'm not sure why Wash went down, unless, maybe he's saying, I'm going to give you the rest of the game off. I'm not sure.
And then he went straight to the head.
And I don't think Wash was even thinking about his sensitivity to being touched on the head. He just would have done that to whoever he hadn't been talking to at the time. Ogando liked it, though.
Blanco. Pedro over there. Ooh, it looked inside, but a strike to Nelly. Watch Beltre now after he touches his head.
You too?
I don't know. Wash may have been up to something. He had a big smile when he turned around. There's a walk to Nelly.
It's not customary, though, during a game for the manager to walk down and talk to a player at the end of the bench. So I'm not sure what he was talking about. He might have been saying, how's your leg, from fouling the ball off it. You want to get the last 2 or 3 innings off.
High and away from Litch to David Murphy. In there for a strike, and back to the story of early batting practice. Josh Hamilton was out there catching fly balls, throwing, playing catch, running the bases. And a lot of people got excited about that. We asked Ron Washington about it. Is he closer than we thought? Is he healing more quickly than we thought? Wash says when you see him in the batting cage, you'll know he's close. Josh says he is sticking with what he was originally told, 6 to 8 weeks. He doesn't have any idea if he's ahead of schedule or behind schedule. He just figures he'll have to be patient. David Murphy hits this one in the air to center. In a few steps is Corey Patterson. It's the second out. And there's the activity in the bullpen of the Blue Jays. Jesse's at 90 pitches now, 55 of them for strikes. And Yorvit's 2 for 2 against him. And an RBI single in the second. And he hits this one hard toward left field and off the wall. Rounding second and headed toward third is Nelly Cruz, and Torrealba's 3 for 3.
Yeah, he hasn't heard that right-hand hitters haven't hit that well off Litch this year. He's hit the ball hard all 3 times. That was a lot like the home run he hit off Kyle Drabek last night. High fastball in, gets on top of it, just rips it. That one might have hit the foul line on the fence. Let's take a look. Yep,
sure did. Just caught it.
A yellow line on the padding out there on the left field wall. Great night for Torrealba. Chris has hit the ball hard twice. A double off the bottom of the left field wall, and then a shot off Litch's glove turned into an out.
And this one is lifted toward left. But Snyder has room and makes the play. And the Rangers strand a couple. They still trail it by 7 as we head to the 7th. Ford Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas by Steel for dependable trimmers and lightweight blowers. Just visit steeldealers.com. And by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. And Tom was right about the discussion that Ron Washington was having with Beltre. We've got multiple defensive changes, including Mike Napoli now manning first base. But Chris Davis moves over to third to replace Adrian Beltre. And out in, well, the new catcher is Taylor Teagarden. And then out in right field is Mitch Moreland. This one's hit to center field and caught by Julio.
It was a rough start for Brett Tomko. He got the first hitter, then double walk home run. Saw 4 batters and had given up 3 runs. Since that time, though, there's been a double by Bautista, and that's it.
Rangers are in the midst of their only 20 games in 20 days on the original schedule, and so with a chance to get some guys a little bit of time off, Ron Washington takes advantage. Getting Nelly Cruz off of his feet. Torre Alba, Beltre. Cruz and Beltre, along with Michael Young, have played every game so far this season. And those are the only 3. Wash says he'd like to get David Murphy a day off here pretty soon. David's played every single day since Josh Hamilton went down. 13 straight starts now. That one sliced foul. As Tomko works against Arancibia, a guy who hit 2 home runs in his major league debut last year and hit 2 home runs in his debut this year on opening day against the Twins. And he hits this one into center, diving for it, and making the play is Julio Bourbon.
Yeah, he had to get a good jump on that ball because it was a low line drive. And if you pause for just a second, it probably bounces in front of you. And Julio got a nice jump, and the all-out dive straight forward was able to take it right off the ground.
Home Depot doing more on defense, and let's go all the way back to the last catch by Julio Bourbon. Look at that. Great concentration and athleticism. And he robs Arancibia. Tomko's gotten 10 of the last 11 he's faced. Only the double by Bautista that looked like it might have been caught interrupts that stretch. But he's quickly 3-0 to Travis Snyder. And he walked him on 4 pitches. And happy 50th birthday to Curtis Wilkerson, Rangers shortstop from 83 to 88. This one skied foul and out of play. How could we forget the 50th birthday, the 50th anniversary of the birth of Curtis Wilkerson?
It doesn't seem that long ago that Curtis was in spring training in Plant City, Florida as a young shortstop trying to make his way up through the minor leagues. Staying at the Holiday Inn in Plant City. Shy as could be.
There he is. Speaking of doing more on defense and offense. Great play. Whole ballpark looks so different, doesn't it? See that video of it?
Yeah, the video looks different when it's not in high def.
Yeah, that's true too. We get spoiled by that.
Good curveball by Brett. Good stuff. After the home run, he's looked great.
He really has. Gets McDonald on strikes, and it's still 10-3 as we head to the bottom of the seventh. Proud sponsor of youth baseball leagues in your community. Go to ChevyYouthBaseball.com for a chance at winning a home field makeover. There's some youth who are absolutely ready for a little baseball, still enjoying the game. The score notwithstanding, it's a great night at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington as the Jays go to their pen for Casey Jansen. He starts Julio Bourbon off with a strike. And now a swinging strike to make it 0-2. Jesse Litch with a good night. And there's a ball to Julio. Jesse had 3 runs on 7 hits. All 3 of the runs were earned, and a couple of walks and a strikeout. There are the numbers on Jansen so far. Julio slaps this one towards second base. They got to hurry, and they get him. Good play by McDonald.
A good play by Lind at first base. It's hard to anticipate how that ball is going to come out of the second baseman's hand. And he's so close when he let go of the ball. Nice play all the way around. The Rangers would dispute the call.
Yeah, Wash doesn't like it. Gary Pettis is not thrilled either. Rob Drake made the call, and let's take a look. Ooh.
Yeah, tough call. You can't hear it. Sometimes the umpires can go on the sound of the glove and the foot on the bag, which one gets there first. But that was such a soft throw. Probably didn't make a sound when it went in the glove. Well, not an easy call for Rob Drake at first base.
One more look in real time here. Hard to tell each time we've looked at it. Definitely see why Ron and Gary would argue it. Very close play, and it's 1-1 to Ian. And that's it. Strikeout of Kinsler's, the second out of the inning. And there's Darren O'Day up and working in the Rangers pen. He's been bothered by a sore hip. But he says he's been ready to pitch since Sunday. And Elvis hits this one into center field for a solid single. And it brings up Michael Young. Got that 15-game hit streak on the line. Although that's the last thing on his mind right now. He just wants to have a good at-bat and help his team win, as he does every time he comes up. And there's a strike from Jansen. The 0-1 pitch to Michael Young. Grounded. Slow to the second base. They're going to have to hurry again. And they make the play. Not as close this time. Elvis Andrus is stranded. And after 7, it's 10-3 Toronto.
Still Still 10-3 here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. We'd like to remind you to check out FoxSportsSouthwest.com. Very draft intensive, as the NFL draft is just a couple of days away. Check out the breakdown of Jerry Jones' press conference today, courtesy of Matt Mosley. And I know that Tom doesn't tweet, but Matt Mosley does. So check him out on Twitter at Matt Mosley, guys.
All right, Emily, thank you very much.
Do you think there's any other way they can analyze the NFL draft?
It's unbelievable.
They do it by position, they do it by school, they do it by team, and they do it over and over. They start mock drafts 6 weeks ago.
Right.
And the same guys are doing the same mock drafts, changing teams. It's unbelievable.
And they get so many people involved today. You watch the Mel Kiper, then you watch Bill Parcells, and then you check Matt Mosley, and then you hear all the radio guys. And that one's hit high in the air. McCoy. And a nice catch out there by Julio Bourbon. That's a couple of defensive great plays from the Rangers center fielder.
Yeah, Julio's having a good day today. He's hit the ball hard a couple of times, drove in 2 runs, almost beat out a second hit. He's had a diving catch. He runs this one down at the wall. He threw out a runner at third base. And so in 7 or 8 innings, you get a little bit of a glimpse of why the Rangers want him to develop into a top-of-the-order guy who can get on, make things happen, and run the ball down in center field. He's had a good game today. He's done a little bit of everything.
McCoy's the only Blue Jay without a hit. He made a bid there, but Julio ran it down, and we're back to the top of the order.
In this kind of a game, Brett Tomko's done a great job.
Boy, has he.
And he got off to a rough start, double walk and a home run, 3 quick runs. But his job today was give as many innings to Ron Washington and the bullpen as he could give. And if he gets a couple outs here in the 8th, he will have pitched 5 innings in the game. And over 5 innings, the 3 early runs don't look so bad, but boy, the 5 innings are just huge.
Hard hit and off the glove of Elvis. And Escobar has his second hit of the night.
Going to go as an error on Elvis. So that's a smash. It's not as easy. It's a one hopper, but it got there in a hurry. Elvis makes that. Yeah, he makes that play a lot, but certainly not a routine play. Same play was turned into a double play by Elvis last night. Almost the same ball. One hop smash. I believe that one might have been on his right side, not his left side.
Now it's Corey Patterson. Speaking of the NFL draft, his dad played in the NFL, Don Patterson. You may remember as a defensive back with the Lions in '79. He played for the New York Football Giants. Speaking of Bill Parcells, back in 1980. And Corey's younger brother Eric played in the big leagues too. A couple of teams. Swing and a miss. And Tomko gets him on strikes.
Yeah, Tomko's been able to make Patterson chase off-speed pitches in the dirt. He struck him out on a curveball back in the 6th inning that bounced out in front of home plate. He got him to chase a couple here in the 8th inning as well. 4th strikeout for Brett.
And now it's Batista.
The one in the last time up bounced closer to the pitcher than that one did. Well, Brett's throwing the ball well tonight. And remember, he just pitched on Sunday. Threw about 40 pitches on Sunday. So for a guy that hasn't pitched much the last couple of years, he's showing that his arm's pretty strong right now to be able to bounce back a couple days later and throw 70 pitches.
He is 1 away from that mark right now, and he's ahead of Bautista, a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, he's sharpened up his off-speed pitches really well.
Jose, the toughest out in the American League right now. Comes in with a .364 average, and he's 1 for 2 officially. And he got him on strikes.
What a way to finish it off with 2 strikeouts.
5 on the night for Brett Tomko. Bautista doesn't like it. Ron Washington and Mike Maddox do. Here come the Rangers in the bottom of the 8th.
The bottom of the 8th, and John, it's time for the Progressive fan of the game. It has to be Beth, because all game long, despite the outcome right now, Beth has been hollering all game long. Here's the bag, here's the shirt. Fans are still going nuts. Beth, keep hoping for a comeback here in left field, guys.
Hope Beth doesn't need that voice tomorrow. Man, if she's a teacher or a hog caller, she's going to have trouble at work tomorrow. No voice left. Look at there, Frankie Francisco in. Just his 3rd game of the year. Talked to him before the game, and he said his shoulder feels just fine. Feels like he's 100%. And he really misses being a part of the Rangers. Says he likes the guys in Toronto, but he misses being a Ranger. He was handed his championship ring yesterday. ALCS ring from Ron Washington and John Daniels and Thad Levine. During the on-field celebration or ceremony, he opened it up. This one's skied to center field. Patterson makes the play. Asked him, why'd you open it so quick? He says, I wanted to make sure it fit before those guys ran away from me. And it did. They still got to figure out a way to get the ring to Benji Molina. Still a few others out there that have not yet gotten their championship rings. And there's a strike to Mitch. There you see the ceremony yesterday. Wash, and there's Thad Levine with John Daniels. Swing and a miss from Mitch there to make it a ball and 2 strikes. In for Nelly Cruz. Came in as a defensive replacement, right field. And that'll make it 2-2. Rangers got behind quick in this one. A 5-run first inning for the Toronto Blue Jays. Got the Rangers in a big hole, although they started to dig themselves out of it with a 3-run second of their own, but then 2 in the third and 3 in the fourth for the Blue Jays. Made it 10-3, and that's where we still stand. The payoff pitch from Frankie. In the air to left field, slicing and foul, out of play. David Murphy's on deck. He'll be followed by Taylor Teagarden. If anybody gets on here on Frankie Francisco. And the 3-2.
Yeah, Frankie's fastball's got good velocity on it today. 93, 94 miles an hour for the most part. Frankie definitely looks healthy the way he's throwing the ball. Been a big part of the Ranger bullpen over the years. Been a setup man, been a closer. Developed into a good one. Blue Jays picked up some veteran relievers. They picked up John Rauch. They picked up Frankie, Octavio Dotel. 3 veteran guys at the end of their bullpen.
Yeah, they lost Scott Downs and Kevin Gregg to free agency. And then
that's one of the reasons they've got all those draft choices. They got a couple for each one of those guys.
Yep. And then they had to go about the business of restocking and replenishing that bullpen.
They've got a pretty young starting rotation, so they wanted a veteran bullpen. They had a lead. They wanted to be able to hold it for the young pitchers.
Murph slices the first pitch to left. Second out of the inning. And here comes Taylor Teagarden.
In addition to those 3 guys, they've got a couple other guys that have been out in their bullpen for quite a while. Jason Frazier, Casey Jansen, Sean Camp. They've got a good bullpen, good veteran bullpen. And like the Rangers early in the year, they go with 8 guys in their bullpen and 3 extra men. Rangers just switched. They added Taylor Teagarden to go with 4 extra men and 7 relievers. They have to make a switch for tomorrow, though. Might need a pitcher here. We'll see.
Yeah.
The long man tonight was Brett Tomko. He definitely can't pitch tomorrow. Dave Bush might be able to pitch tomorrow. He pitched a couple of innings last night.
This one's grounded to short. They go the short way, and they get Mitch Moreland at second base. Headed to the 9th inning. Frankie does his job, and it's 10-3. runs of the game, and this was a great play as Julio Bourbon almost threw it on the ground to Adrian Beltre, who gets JP Arancibia with a tag at third base. Great play. Great hands. Brown Hand Center. Great hands play of the game.
Yep, it's all about accuracy. Been a really good game for Julio tonight.
And a new pitcher for the Rangers is Darren O'Day. Side-arming right-hander's been nursing a sore hip. And there's a strike to Adam Lind. There's the numbers on Darren. The numbers on Lind have been just ridiculous. 9 home runs and 24 RBIs in his last 45 at-bats over 3 years against the Rangers. And the 0-2 pitch inside. Darren replaces Brett Tomko, who threw 5 innings, allowing 3 runs on 3 hits. The runs were all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 5. He threw 72 pitches.
That was a big outing for the Ranger bullpen right there. Good job by Brett.
This one's grounded to second. Ian to Mike Napoli for the first out of the 9th. And here comes Juan Rivera. Nice crowd on hand, 21,755 on a Tuesday night. And they have hung around in spite of a big deficit for much of this one. Enjoying the atmosphere here at the ballpark. Grounded into left field past both Davis and Elvis. And it's a 1-out single for Rivera.
Yeah, I don't think he could have placed that one any better. Each guy missed it by about a foot. Would have had a hard time throwing him out from the position they would have ended up in. Let's see, was it a foot? No, closer
less,
to the foot.
Yeah.
Was it a foot?
Oh, less.
Closer to the
yeah.
foot. 6 inches by both of them.
It could not have been placed better. Elvis can't believe it.
One pretty much bisected the difference between both of them. And it was hit pretty hard, too.
Mm-hmm. This is Arancibia, the young catcher. Single in the 3rd inning. Walk and a strikeout. There's a strike. And Darren's ahead of him 0-2. Somewhat baffling the hex or the hold that these Blue Jays have had over the past several years over the Rangers. They've homered now in 13 straight games here. And they've hit 31 home runs in the last 13 games against the Rangers. That one's outside. They won the season series last year against Texas. 7-3. And took 2 of the 3 games here at the ballpark. High and away. That'll make it 2-2 to Arancibia. That one's outside and it's run full. Day steps off. Quick look at Rivera. And now he readies for the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, and he got him on strikes. Second strikeout of Aaron Sebia on the night. And it brings up Travis Snyder.
The Rangers need Darren to be healthy. With Felice out, all the guys that can chip in late in the ball game are very important. And definitely Darren is one of those guys.
He is a veteran, not certainly as senior as Oliver and Rhodes, but definitely considered a veteran in Ron Washington's eyes at this point because of what he's accomplished at the big league level. And certainly one of the candidates to be the 8th inning guy when Feliz comes back. Wash says he really wants to have an 8th inning guy, but he wants one of these guys to emerge, to make him choose. Grounded to Ian. And Snyder is out. O'Day does his job. 10-3 as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. By the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today, and by your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. Rangers need a really big comeback here. They trail it 10-3. Same score we've had since the 4th inning. Blue Jays pitching has put up zeros since the 2nd when the Rangers were able to hang 3 on the board. And here's one of those other bullpen men, Sean Camp, for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, the Rangers bunched 4 hits with 2 outs in the 2nd inning.
Chris Davis goes the other way with this one, and it is off the wall, and it is double for Chris Davis. He's in there safely at second.
A couple of doubles hit to left field by Chris. He flied out in the 6th inning with a couple of men on. Just got underneath it a little bit out near the warning track. Well, they've been pitching him away, and he's been going away. Those pitches are pretty good pitches, really, as far as being right near the outside corner. They didn't get much of the plate at all. And Chris has driven 2 balls to the base of the wall in left field. And each time is a fairly close play at second base.
That was fairly close. It was a fortuitous bounce to Snyder as it came right off the base of the wall and right to his glove, which expedited the throw a bit. And now it's Julio Bourbon, another guy who's had a good day. 2-run single back in the 3-run second. And he's played some great defense out there. And he hits this one into center field. It's down for a base hit. They hold Chris Davis at third as Patterson comes up with it quickly. And the Rangers do have a little rally working here. First and third, nobody out, and here comes the top of the order.
It was a good day for Julio. He had a line drive, base hit to drive in 2. Second time up, he hit a line shot right straight to the second baseman. Third time up, it looked like he'd beaten out an infield hit, but he was called out. And the fourth time up, he gets another base hit to center field. 2 for 4 and several nice defensive plays in the outfield tonight for Julio.
Yeah, great diving catch out there. A great running catch, leaping against the wall, and that throw to nail Aaron Sebia at third base, to name a few. Here's Ian Kinsler. He hits this one high in the air. Drifting back on it, Escobar, and he makes the play. Shallow center field. And we say hi to Dana Larson over on the Rangers Live set. Dana.
And hi to you, John and Tom. It has been a little bit of a rough night here at the ballpark, but the show will go on. We will have our post-game coverage for you coming up right after the game, thanks in part to Steve Busby, who will join me. Also, Emily Jones in the locker room. And, of course, we'll have the Ron Washington post-game press conference for you live as well. So all of that and much more coming up. We'll also set up the pitching matchup for you tomorrow. Derek Holland and JoJo Reyes. Reyes winless in his last 22 starts. We'll talk about all that and much more in just a little bit, John.
We look forward to it, Dana. Great post-game coverage. Always available from Rangers Live. Elvis to short. Over to second for one, and the double play ends it. The Blue Jays beat the Rangers again. That's 9 wins in the last 11 games for the Blue Jays over the Texas Rangers. 10-3 the final as Texas got in a deep hole and could never dig their way out. Matt Harrison surrenders 5 runs in the first. And with that kind of a lead, the Blue Jays never look back. Jesse Litch gets the victory. And Rangers Live is headed your way next. That complete post-game wrap-up coming your way from Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. After a 10-3 final, Blue Jays beat the Rangers tonight.